In the bitter cold of New Year's Eve, a little girl wandered the streets, her feet bare and blue from the frost. She carried a bundle of matches, but all day, no one had bought a single one. Not a single coin had she earned. The snowflakes fell on her long, golden hair, which curled so beautifully about her neck, but she paid no mind to her own appearance. Lights shone from every window, and the delicious smell of roast goose filled the air. It was New Year's Eve, after all, and that was all she could think of. She found a corner between two houses and huddled down, pulling her little feet up under her. But she was still so cold. She dared not go home, for she had sold no matches and earned no money. Her father would surely be cross, and besides, it was cold at home too. They lived in a drafty attic, where the wind whistled through, even though they had stuffed the largest cracks with straw and rags. Her little hands were almost numb with cold. Oh, a match might bring some comfort. She dared to take just one from the bundle, strike it against the wall, and warm her fingers. It flared up with a bright, warm flame, like a little candle, as she held her hands over it. It was a wonderful light. It seemed to the little girl that she was sitting by a great iron stove with polished brass knobs. The fire burned so beautifully and gave off such a lovely warmth. Oh, how wonderful! But just as she stretched out her feet to warm them too, the flame went out. The stove vanished, and she was left with only the burnt end of the match in her hand. She struck another. It burned brightly, and where the light fell on the wall, the brick became transparent like a veil. She could see right into a room where a table was set with a gleaming white cloth, fine china, and a magnificent roast goose, stuffed with apples and prunes, steaming invitingly. What was even more wonderful, the goose hopped down from the dish and waddled across the floor, right towards her, with a knife and fork still in its back. Then the match went out, and only the thick cold walls stood before her. She lit a third match. Suddenly, she was sitting under the most beautiful Christmas tree. It was even larger and more decorated than the one she had seen through the glass doors of the rich merchant's house. Thousands of candles flickered on its green branches, and colorful pictures, like the ones in shop windows, looked down at her. The little girl reached her hands towards them. And the match went out. The Christmas lights rose higher and higher, and she saw that they were now the stars in the sky. One of them fell, leaving a long trail of fire. Someone is passing on, thought the little girl, for her old grandmother. The only person who had ever loved her and who was now gone, had told her that when a star falls, a soul is going up to be with the divine. She struck another match against the wall. A great light shone, and in its brightness stood her old grandmother, so clear and shining, so mild and loving. "Grandmother," cried the little one, "oh, take me with you. I know you will disappear when the match goes out, just like the warm stove, the lovely roast goose, and the big, beautiful Christmas tree." She quickly lit the whole bundle of matches, for she wanted to keep her grandmother with her. The matches blazed with such a light that it was brighter than noonday. Her grandmother had never been so beautiful, so tall. She took the little girl in her arms, and they flew in brightness and in joy. High, high up, where there was no cold, no hunger, no fear. They were with the divine. In the cold of the morning, the little girl sat in the corner, with rosy cheeks and a smile on her lips, frozen on the last evening of the old year. The New Year's sun rose on a little figure. She sat there, stiff and cold, still holding the matches, a bundle of which was burned. She wanted to warm herself. People said, oh, no one knew the beautiful things she had seen, or in what glory she had entered with her grandmother into the joy of the new year.